what's going on everybody? Waffles here, and I'm back with another The Wild West Roblox video. Now, today's video is going to be a little bit of an interesting topic, and I'm sure there's people who are curious about this just as much as I am, and there's definitely some people who will profit from this kind of a video and people who won't profit from this sort of a video. But basically, we're going to be talking about, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, the Spitfire in Roblox The Wild West and its removal. Now, it hasn't been publicly confirmed by developers, but it has been lacking from the auction house since at least September of 2022, which was, what, 4 months ago now? 4 or 5 months ago. I can't even do the math in my head. It was a while ago. Since then, the auction house has been, introduced with a new item, which is the Admiral's Axe Gun, or Axe Gun. Since then, however, not a single Spitfire has appeared. The last one is estimated to have been released sometime in September, late August, somewhere around there. If you go and you look in my inventory, for example, I have Spitfire 5773. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw it somewhere, that it's estimated. Obviously, we don't have a confirmation on this. The developers would have to confirm what the exact last serial was. But the last serial was somewhere in the 5.9s, I think. It didn't reach 6,000. So there are currently less than 6,000 Spitfires in the game. And at least at the moment, it's going to remain at less than 6,000. So it is not in the auction house circulation currently. No one has seen it or bid on it since September because it just hasn't been there. So if you're currently grinding for one, I'm sorry, but it doesn't seem like you can currently get it. Now, what this means for the economy is the price of a Spitfire will most likely stay at around 800,000 to $1 million, and over time, as people, trade them, as people quit the game, or as time just goes on naturally, the price will rise for a Spitfire if it is not reintroduced. Now, an item in the auction house for the entirety of the auction house's existence so far, which has been almost 2 years, I think, 2 or 3. I think it was released in either 2021, I think it was like May, June 2021, something like that. So it's been almost 2 years of the auction house, I believe, and the Spitfire is so far the only item that has ever been removed from the auction house. So it is unprecedented. We don't know if it'll return, if it'll come back for another run. If it came back, would there be an actual final limit on it? Would it be like 10,000 copies? Or is it just gone permanently and less than 6,000 will exist? And will this happen to other guns? So there's like the Patterson Navy, there's the Schwarlos, or whatever it's called. I can't pronounce that one. There's the Lancaster, there's the Kukri, there's other items that are in there. Kukri is kind of recent. It was introduced, I believe, in December 2021, so quite a while after the introduction of the auction house. So I don't know, maybe other items will also be removed, and if that's the case, will items replace those? Will we eventually see an entirely new auction house? These are questions that only the developers could answer. Now, I don't know if the developers will ever publicly acknowledge that the Spitfire has been removed from the auction house, but until they do, it's just basically a pretty well-known fact, at least in the community, that it's not currently in circulation. And if you don't take my word for it on the video, feel free to sit there and watch the auction house for a week. You'll see 0 Spitfires come in and out. There's people who have been talking about it in the community for a while, and there have been unconfirmed reports that are not from developers that it's been removed, but no developer has confirmed it yet. So obviously, maybe it's just temporarily removed, but it's been gone since September, so it's pretty well to assume that it's just completely gone from the auction house. Why that is, I don't know. Maybe because the developers wanted to set a fixed number of them, But even then, it doesn't seem that it reached 6,000. It reached a little under 6,000. And if that's the case, then what? Do they just randomly decide to remove it? I want to know kind of like, I hope one day the developers will publicly like say, hey, Spitfire was removed. This is the amount that it will ever exist. And they give us like the last serial number. And then they maybe tell us why. Like, that would be an ideal world. But currently, there is no public confirmation from the developers. It's just really well known that there hasn't been one in the auction house since September. No one's seen it. I don't know if it'll ever come back. And the Spitfire is definitely like the most desired gun in the entire auction house. I mean, if you just here, but does the camera not work? Oh wow, the camera doesn't work when you're holding a gun. Well, that's interesting. But it's pretty well known, yeah, that the Spitfire is gone, and the Spitfire was definitely the most desired item in the auction house. When the Kukri was introduced, the Kukri was the most desired for a time, but the Spitfire throughout its entirety has been like the most desired item in the entire auction house. So I don't know if this will mean there'll be a decrease in people grinding. The auction house is still an important part of the Wild West. In fact, I think if the auction house wasn't ever added, this game probably would have died because of the lack of updates. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I love this game. I love playing it, especially when there's new content. But there was no Christmas event. There was no event or updates during like the entirety of this last summer. In fact, we didn't see an update until Halloween. So there was like, I think a 4 to 5 month, maybe even 6 month dry spree of updates. It might have even been longer than that. Actually, I think it was longer than that. I don't think we had an update since between the 2021 Christmas event and the 2022 Halloween event, which is insane. Now, I know the developers have been like busy. They're working on updates, so I'm not saying the lack of updates is because of lack of them trying. I'm saying there's just been a lack of updates because they've been working on the progression update and other updates with like the train is getting a complete new remodel and a bunch of other stuff. If you haven't seen the leaks for that stuff, they haven't posted a leak in a while, but there are leaks in the official Discord. But anyways, I think I'm going to end the video here. I did just want to make this update video on the Spitfire being removed because no other content creator has made a video about it. And I think that's because the developers haven't publicly confirmed it. And if the developers do publicly say that it will return at some point, I will update a video. I will make a new video saying that it's coming back. But for the time being, it is not currently in the auction house. I don't know if or when it will return. Chances are it won't return. And so if you're trying to get one, the best and only chance of getting one at the moment is through trading. So good luck with that. Yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Please consider subscribing and leaving a like down below. Go ahead and put something in the comments if you want to express your feelings about the Spitfire being removed. Is this a good thing from the developers? Is it a bad thing? That sort of thing. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.